Hey guys, I was just it's actually just kind of pulling cards. I was pulling from Tarot of Mystical Moments because it's just been kind of a day of just processing and doing readings and such. And a really cool message was coming through. And as I was sitting with it, I was like, you know what? Now is a really good time to kind of bring this message forward because it's some interesting insight. And as I'm sitting with the details, more is filling into the picture, and it's kind of cool. And it talks about overall the message is about um So I'm going to talk about the higher self. And what wants to come through is that there's this the higher self, which we could see through the form of singularity, which is everyone's higher self. And then there's this greater higher self, right, that we could see as almost like a creator, God, prime creator, one of those kinds of experience. And it's kind of expressing through this in the higher dimensional form of Gaia and of Mother Earth and what she's seen through. So it's actually kind of coming through with Earth consciousness. So Four of Wands. This to me is about it's like the feel good moments, the good vibrations, right? Four of Wands in this aspect is very much so like when you're driving into a town and you come over the hill and you see that first stream of lights and you're like you're walking forward into like the new city, the good experience, the good vibrations. Four of Wands within it speaks of like the straight and narrow, the focus on our alignment. It's a telescopic vision in which like things get so good, we're heart-centered that the illusion of limitation falls and all we have is like a good pathway ahead. It's that magnetic pull when you're being called into something, you're in that migration pattern and nothing but synchronicity and serendipity aligns. It's like that harmonic set point, like, yes, we've made it. It's the good moments. So Four of Wands is the good moments. So those good moments start to give us details in regards to truth, right? Like some of this is the creation through Queen of Swords of the ahas, it's the synchronicity, it's the serendipity, right? And we see this like the details, right, requires us to be a part of this like above the canopy, right? So we see the home in the forest, the good vibrations, it's surrounded like the welcome home, the welcome gatherings in the forest. Then we have what is just above the forest, the greater field, the perspective, and there's all this detail about the building, the weaving, right? What's coming and going, the migration. There's details in here that reclaims these good moments, and that there's many of these good moments, paradisial experiences that we uncover in life's journey. The Ember talks about where we take ownership or rule, right, for our own journey in our own perspectives. It's interesting how we see the building, we see the details, and then we see the building at the mind level. And it's like, how many of us have restored and have, when I look at like data, the collection of data in our own life path, is it's like there have been series of really good, wonderful moments that are a part of our collective archive, that are a part of like things we've seen, things we've done, things we've built, whether it is in a sense of architecture, good moments. It's like when we look at the expansion or the vastness of history, many of these moments have created a lot of clarity on details, the higher perspective, where we're going from here, and how we could take these things and pioneer new pursuits in our journey. Queen of Swords, like, she is Aquarian, right? She is that, like, okay, we have this idea or this concept and we can do something with it. We can create a new way. We can birth a new opportunity here. She is a part of like that pioneer, right? She's a part of that pioneer energy. So it's like there's something about weaving good moments, good homes, paradises in our journey where we've woven many through time and space. And this is what we're becoming accountable for, is it's like the many faces of this experience or the many phases of what it is to have synchronicity and serendipity and good moments in our journey. The good thing about Four of Wands is there is something about allowing ourselves to step into harmony, what helps us to access flow, great opportunities. Like it's that energy of aha, but it also has rest and respite in this rising up and clarifying the higher perspective, right, of what's occurring in the greater fields or in the outer circumference in our reality, or from the perspective of the higher self in which we choose to, right, from this clarity take action in new ways, from this clarity have accountability for what we've created, kind of that energy of reaping what we've sown. The emperor very much so is talking about like the way things occur. It's a part of that divine director energy. It is, as it is the energy of action, it does have an energy of the builder as well. But what's really interesting here is Eight of Cups. And Eight of Cups talks about the pathway, right? So, you know, in regards to the journey, right? The journey is like we have a personal journey, right? Personal journey, which means that we have in life's journey many synchronistic and good moments that weave and unweave. And there are beginning, middles, and ends. Like our journey is always about, we can call them nodal points in our journey, right? Nodal points, destination points, synchronistic points, the fated points, right? The things where everything comes together, the things where are really good. When we look at this, the ebb and flow, we're looking at the peaks of our journey that really create that sense of like where we can be more observational, where we're more in tune, where we can see very clearly on the journey. It's like the moment in which the clouds part or the fog breaks through, and we have nothing but clarity on the journey moving forward. And from that space of clarity, starts to align the kind of action steps we take. It's like, okay, it's very clear this is my direction, and here's how I get there. But we have many directions in life's weaving. And through that is recognizing that the soul's journey, right, the human lesson, and then the planetary lesson is all about what this journey is. It's the coming and going. There is always movement in our journey. At an energetic level, there's always movement. So this is all about the journey, right? Knowing that just because there was a moment in time at some point in time, it also means that there are more to have as well. And it has been proven through time and space that these are things that come and go. They weave or they flow, right? And like there's learning lessons built within the peaks and troughs, the ebbs and flows, and what these cycles are that create harmony. So within that space is recognizing, like Queen of Pentacles comes through and says, take care of yourself as life lessons come and go. And we have, nothing saying bad moments, but like we have a lot of good vibrational set points in our journey where things did work out. And some of those memories are layers built within Mother Earth. It's she's had really, really, really good memories. And the idea here, Queen of Pentacles coming through as this Mother Earth frequency, which really got me, was like, oh, wait a minute. Mother Earth herself, right? The consciousness of Gaia has a higher self. Gaia's consciousness higher self wants us to know that there have been many paradises that we've built, many good moments, many synchronicities, many divine experiences have occurred on Mother Earth. And it's been a part of her journey and our journey to understand what those moments are for us. There is a higher self of Mother Earth that is gifting us an opportunity to understand what many of these cycles were. So, in a very non dualized way, there are really wonderful things that humans have created here on planet Earth and that are a part of Mother Earth's higher perspective. And I don't want to call it a name because we have deified it, right? We've deified it, we put energy into it, and there's a lot going on within that. So let's just say our beloved planet has a higher self, and our beloved planet's higher self is reminding us of the journey of nurturing the good experiences, caring about our home, caring about our alignment, caring about our own harmony. This is like Mother Earth's higher self is saying, do you remember when you were tuned to 432 hertz, when your entire body was vibrating at this frequency of love and a divine symphonic? And the divine symphonic, like her song, her emanation, Tara, whatever we want to call it, Gaia's emanation has been playing this song for many, 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 many pathways. Like we can go into infinites here. And it's a part of our own walk and journey to remember this song. Now, the vinyl of Gaia's soul song and Sourceline song has been here for so long that we're being reminded her higher self is letting us know right now through the divine DNA, through these passageways, and through our own learning how we created that, what we take action to, how it came to form, how she came to life. And so there's an essence here of the birthing or the formation of this kind of Four of Wands energy. That's important. Like how we created synchronicity as humans, how Mother Earth birthed synchronicity through the human form, how Mother Earth and the humans created divine alignment through her, right? Her consciousness is training our fields to remember her higher self and what her higher self is trying to show us about multiple moments of civilizations in which good things occurred for us and there was harmony. So it's like through all the discord is there's been many harmonic set points in which Mother Earth's tonal vibration sounded a song through our DNA. And it's a part of the journey for us to take care of that song and to remember her higher self, Mother Earth's higher self, Mother Earth's higher field, her greater reality stream, right? And so it's like as we as humans have these greater selves that we harmonize to, Mother Earth has a greater self that we harmonize to that has a pathway, right? It has a reality stream. It has in a very ornate way of expressing itself, and it has a very beautiful way of reminding us of what helps us to tap into the pathway, the flow, the synchronicity, the experience, the higher perspective, the availability to see the divine pathway, to be able to know the divine pathway, and from that space, be able to go, this is how I do it. This is how I get to it. We're finding our formula or our recipe for what the divine path is, so we can start becoming one with Mother Earth's greater divine plan. So there is this sense of creator and of God and of source, but then there's this loving, embracing creator consciousness of Mother Earth that is assisting us right now to remember harmony, to remember flow, to remember our own ascension as she has her ascension. And perhaps right now it's not about our ascension, but it's about her ascension. It's about her libraries expressing to us what we need to know, the details in the divine DNA, right? The things that assist us in being able to really like take ownership for this really beautiful pathway that is available for all of us through her higher self, through her consciousness, through her soul, through her source. So we can see Mother Earth not just as a form, but as a greater field, as a greater light, as a greater soul that is also expressing. And so there's something about Mother Earth's soul, how we choose to see this, that wants to let us know about her pathways and how we can care for her pathways that gives us an opportunity to zoom, kind of like above what's going on and not from hierarchy, but from greater coherence, from greater coherence. There we go. So this is something that we find through meditation. It's saying take the time to go within, to connect to Mother Earth's higher self, to Mother Earth's soul, and to listen to whether we want to call this Gaia, we want to call this Tara. There's many forms of the kind of the paradise that Mother represents through so many levels. Eden, right? Eden, Avalon, Gaia, Tara. Like we have multiple names of these civilizations, and some of these things is the clarity that there are good things to tap into. There are good pathways, right? That are a part of us kind of becoming one with what her higher self has created, but taking that time to go within and to connect to her spirit, to connect to Mother Earth's spirit, to connect to Mother Earth's nature is going to give us an opportunity to unveil something, right? So if you see, here's this kind of we go within and we start to open up something, right? This is us being able to access the beyond, right? And it's like the joke is click, right? You go to the beyond section and that's where you get click. So there's a space in which when we take this time to tune into Mother Earth's vibration, Mother Earth's spirit, Mother Earth's soul, and her song, her emanation wants to express something to us. It gives us an opportunity to undo something in our life, to unravel or to open up. This is something that helps to dissolve a veil, or it's going to create a shift. And perhaps this is the higher perspective that we need if we choose to tap in. The cool thing is that the hangman is a choice. And that choice is that you can close your eyes, you can go within, you can set the intention through divine declaration. My intention here is to connect to Mother Earth's soul song, to connect to her higher frequency, to connect to her higher self. What does she want to express to me? What is she unveiling for me? What is being shown for me? And what's really interesting is that her higher expression has an inner truth for us that gives us an opportunity to see ourselves in a new way. And it's because if we see that the dress matches the sky, there's this as within, so without, there's this internal connection that gives us an opportunity to understand something about Gaia's vibration, Gaia's new set point, Gaia's outlook, Mother Earth's DNA, her higher self, that helps us to understand something more about our own experience. This is where we can learn about our light body. These are things that are going to assist us about understanding our own energy. It's going to help us to know more about the way that we share, the way we show up, the way we co-create with her. There's a choice right now to go within, to tap into what her higher self is saying for us and what is being revealed to us. And it has to do with our own pathway. It has to do with our own consciousness. It has to do with our journey, and the journey that we choose to care for. And so, I feel like when we choose to nurture and care for our pathway expresses differently, right? The care we show for our journey, the care we show for our pathway, it expands and it extends into the future pathways, the serendipity, the synchronicity, the goals, the outcomes. It's like care care for care for your journey, right? The coming and going, the weaving, the ebb and flow, everything we know about life's pathway, care just a little bit more. And as within, more will be revealed for us. But through choice, we could take that time to tap in and to ask a little bit more about what her consciousness is expressing. Final message? Six of Cups. So there's obviously something that we need to learn about our past. Something we need to learn about our past. It feels like even though this might be nostalgia and I'm getting a little sad, there's something we need to remember. Um, Something that her higher soul or her higher self wants us to remember about our past. So there is a point of remembrance with the higher self, the soul, the consciousness of Mother Earth, and in her emanation that gives us to understand something about some really good things. This nostalgia might come through. I know for myself, it feels bittersweet. I don't know why. I don't have the details. That's why I'm getting emotional. But I feel like I know it's in the heart and it's in the high heart. It has expansion. The explanation is going to come through perfectly for you, but it's something that's actually quite beautiful in regards to the energy of, I would say, the divine masculine, or the energy of things that we've created. Perhaps these are, builder codes. These are, really wonderful things we've created. Either way, it's a part of our journey to understand the harmony, to understand her song, to understand her DNA, and to understand why. I feel like this is why it's important right now to care and to nurture your pathway, because because there's something that's being revealed to us about our past. And these things hold information. Perhaps this is restoration of an energy or of an emotion for you to remember. It feels like in life's journey, there's those ups and those downs, but there are many moments of archival good things that have happened that we're recalling. Something within us has messages for us. There's messages in the past that we need. Balloons always come through as messengers. It reminds me of that because a little while ago, it's a symbolism for myself. That's an intuitive message. Balloons have been messages from spirit. So this message is that from this we find levity, from this we find light, from this we remember and can reflect on some good moments in our journey, because something wants to be revealed to us, but it's with Mother Earth. It's with Mother Earth's higher self. It's with her higher soul. It's with her record that reveals what this consciousness wants to know, especially when it comes to how we care for our pathway, how we care for our divine song, how we care for one another, how we care for our kin. It's in her blueprint that we learn how to care about our civilization. So there's something we can do, and it's go within and communicate and intend to connect to Mother Earth's divine pathway that teaches us why it's important to care about her pathway right now, because we're actually becoming the keepers and the guardians for safe space, the keeper and the guardians for resonance, the keepers and the guardians of the song, the keeper and the guardians of the divine pathway. And we are all available to tap in, to connect to this space, and to remember, play again through her library. So this is in her trees, it's in the plants, it's in the animals, it's in the soul song, it's in the birds, it's in the wind, it's in her elemental nature that we can connect and reconnect back to our own divine pathway, our own light body, our own truth, our own authenticity, our own expression, right? So Gaia's soul expression has a higher form that reciprocally values our soul's expression, but it also gives us an opportunity to understand why we're here, because there's a remembrance point. That's something that can be reclaimed through her in this now moment. So this is about caring for the pathways and numerous pathways that have shown up here on planet Earth for timeless, for eons, that gives us an opportunity to remember the pathway, to remember the journey, to remember why we're here, and to remember the higher perspective. So much to unravel here. Feels good, it feels sweet, but it also does have a little bit of, it might feel bittersweet because there's many moments. But this also reminds us that there are many moments ahead as well. So I feel like a part of this is repairing, that there are really good journeys ahead and there are good pathways and there are good things to come. And the reason why is because Mother Earth herself has a pattern of really good things that have happened. So through it all, this is like the word that wants to come through is good vibrations. And it's like Mother Earth has a really beautiful, restorative, harmonic song right now that she's been singing for multiple timelines, pathways, and experiences. And it's up to us to tune in and to connect to that thing, to remember and to recall the answer of truth from this space. It gives us an opportunity to learn, to remember, and to care for our tribe, to care for our people, and to connect to the message of her soul song again. All right. I love you guys. Much love and respect to all the other. Thank you again for your like, shares, and subscribes. So, Mother Earth's soul giving us a message tonight. And with that, see you soon. Namaste.